Alright, in this video I'm just going to be going over this homemade coal forge, my impressions overall, and just to cut to the chase, I'm going to let you guys know that I'm probably going to be recommending that you invest in an electric blower, and I'll get into some details later.
Tonight was just to take this flex pipe that comes for dryers in the 3-inch size and tape it and configure it to the blower and tape it and configure it to the pipe. Now your question might be, hey, this is a cheap Chinese $20 blower from Amazon. How much power can it actually have for producing air? This is just our shop rag. It's enough. It is really plenty. Like if I just take my hand and stick it on this feels like a pretty strong wind. So the gravity block on the bottom is working. I've seen this dry pretty decently to the point where I'm comfortable putting some wood in here and getting this started. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go get some coal, take this outside, and we're gonna fire it up and give it a shot.
You're probably asking yourself, why am I splitting wood if this is a coal forge? Important thing to know, if you have never used or started the coal that you have on hand, it's going to be in the category of what they call green coal. And green coal is a specific bare element that has not been heated and burned off any of the excess moisture or some contaminant in the material so that it can burn effective and efficiently. You're going to have a lot of smoke, things like that. So one thing you're going to need to do is build up a set of coals that can contain enough heat to burn off all the green coal contaminant material so that the coke can actually combust and burn effective and efficiently and hot. So you'll see once I get these coals established well out of wood, I dump on the coal and it basically puts the fire out. This may be unnecessary, but if you guys have never made a fire before, you want to learn the shape and construction of a fire that will burn efficiently. And like many other things in life, the more preparatory work that you do in the beginning, the better success that you're going to have in the long run. So stacking a good log cabin or teepee is fantastic, as well as this white material that I'm putting over there are just shavings from shaved or cut paper scraps that I get from work. And it makes a great fire starter in conjunction with, some kindling. So.
It's hard to hear me because of the highway and my microphone wasn't updated tonight. But this is pretty impressive. Like, I'm just gonna give this a quarter of a rotation. A quarter rotation, and you'll see how much oxygen this fire gets. And that's a pretty significant amount. If I give it a hole once around quickly, I can just about put that fire out. But you can see the height of the flames. I'm really impressed with the way this works. Okay, so now that this has been burning and you can see some coals down in here, I went and got a bucket of the coal. I'm gonna throw the coal around the sides and on top to start drying it out and getting the coke start to form towards the basin in the bottom. Here we go. Man, I need a shovel. Wow, that works really well. I'm really impressed with this thing. Whether this completely works or does not work, I'm really happy with the results. For about 110 bucks, because I had to buy this corrugated pipe. Wow. Yeah, I'm really impressed. Let's get a closer shot. All right, so now you should be able to see the actual blower, and I'm just gonna start rotating it because the smoke is coming up. This is still green coal, but I want to show you how quickly this is gonna come up from one rotation. Now let's go 2 rotations. You can hear it, like they said, like the forge is breathing like a dragon's breath, but if I just gingerly roll this, I can see those flames really start to come up. Man. Now keep in mind, I have never even been around a coke forge before. I've never seen one in person. I've never seen one operate. That sure seems to work way better than I even thought it would. This is pretty impressive. That's freaking cool.
So some things that I learned right off the bat is that I'm just guessing here, but I'm guessing I didn't use enough coal over the top to create hot coal ember bed for the fuel to burn around the material that I was trying to heat. It was pretty consistent that I couldn't get the steel down into the angle where I had thought maybe the majority of the heat was. And so I ended up using this small swage block that I got from Maritime Knife Supply to try and prop this deal up. And I still couldn't really get it very hot. So that could be potentially mistake number one. But then you'll notice it could also be the fact that the wind is blowing pretty hard around my area. And this doesn't have like the 4 enclosed walls with a funnel to draw heat in the right area, and maybe the heat is getting blown around inefficiently. So in addition, a stack of coals around that area could help put things in the right direction as far as retaining heat. The next thing I would say is that I think I got into the habit of trying to run the crank too hot because the embers were dying down because I wasn't putting a consistent amount of oxygen in, and you'll start to see the fire go out. So what I would say is having something like an electric blower, I think, would be a better idea of doing something consistent and then using a dampener to control the amount of airflow in there once you get the coals a little bit hot and you're trying to limit the amount of oxygen yet keep it consistent. I think that's most likely the best way to go here. If there's anybody who wants to chip in, please do. Please let me know maybe some of the mistakes I'm making. I'm still watching videos on other coal forges and trying to understand, mistakes I made or things I'm misinterpreting or misunderstanding. Again, this isn't coke, this is coal, and I'm trying to understand how to keep me and the rest of everything from just smelling like coal smoke and being able to see my work and heating the steel up the way that I need to heat it and being consistent and not overusing, the amount of, just total material loss that I'm using and maybe inefficiently burning this coal. So open to criticism and thoughts. You can watch as much of this video as you would like. There's some just parts of me trying to go into the shop and swing on a hammer for a little bit, but I probably spent, an hour to 90 minutes out there trying to get this to work. And, I even had the pipe connection at the bottom. There was maybe too much heat in one area that it pushed out and cracked some of my welds. So I'm gonna have to re-weld the base of where this T-shaft pipe connects to almost where the tumbler is, or the clinker breaker, at the base of this rotor wheel. And so if you guys got some ideas on mistakes I'm making or your thoughts, again, please let me know. And I hope you guys have a good one.